ones of his. He said, can you help me to be free? I went to the warden's office. He said, can you help me to be free? I said, warden, I have no plan, but I'll be doing what I can. He said, I'm lying to you, don't you see? Well, I went to the woman's office. He said, can you help me to be free? I went to the woman's office. He said, can you help me to be free? I said, I have no plan, but I'll be doing what I can. He said, I'm lying to you, don't you see? Another group that is paid in and now is laid out for all of us to see what will happen are our returning troops. For their own privacy, for national security, for what the programs that they are already in deems best for them, I'm sure there's something that's supposed to happen for them. However, I believe there should be some kind of outreach by American society at large to provide them with innovative ways to find not just employment, but help them find a way in which they can make this new America of the information age, and the America of an information age in which people might start getting paid to do things that we used to think of as hobbies in greater numbers. Laptop versus teacher. Lots of people have paid into the teacher education system, gotten master's degrees, doctorates, and it's an insurance policy. You pay in, you have this big teachers union, and if you're in, you want to stay in, you don't want to lose your job. I believe these teachers deserve to keep their economic security. It's cruel. It would be as cruel to take their economic security away as it would be to deny our returning troops anything other than the best of chances to integrate themselves into our society and forge a new one. However, I believe with the dawn of the information age, what teachers have been made to feel they need to do and accomplish to become good teachers has become quickly sort of obsolete. There's a new kind of interactive world out there that the teachers, I don't believe, will have to go to a class to figure out how to be a good teacher in the world of the laptop. They'll just have to be able to reach out to students who've got this thing on their person that is an interactive piece of competition that a teacher will have to, or a good teacher should be able to move aside their own personal agenda and adjust it to the fact that each student has access to a phenomena that is on a widespread basis is as new as, oh golly, it's as literacy was perhaps 200 years ago. It's a new frontier. And paying off our teachers in order to have them feel economically secure and putting less of a time burden on their daily regimen so that they can all feel free to adjust to what being a good teacher is. That'll probably take time and it will take money, and the results aren't always good. Kind of like if you're a sports fan building a franchise, or if you're truly a businessman building a business instead of this most recent examples of what businessmen are, which is how to redistribute wealth within an already existing business, which I think is just a symptomatic of a sickness of our society rather than some kind of example of what a real businessman ought to be, which or a businesswoman, business person, somebody should create a new normal, a new everyday. So a new everyday teacher is going to be a new thing. And depriving already existing teachers of their money while not retraining them. Let them find their own way. But there's going to have to be some kind of systemic way for them to adjust to what I believe will be an increasing number of people who won't feel as comfortable with having their kids sit in class all day for a teacher to lecture them when they may be able to do more on their own. Perhaps the age of all kinds of paradigms, which is just a fancy word for example, in our society, commuting to work, showing up at work 9 to 5. All these things could change. If we have a bank card that knows when we make purchases, maybe we can have a bank card that knows when we're working. We just pop it in and do work when we feel like we can do it well. And this would be a much more flexible society, which right now seems just very unlikely that somebody would call up, say, a fast food restaurant and say, "Do you need me this week?" And they'd be qualified for the fries, they'd be qualified for the register, they'd be qualified for this, that, and the other assembly of half the sandwiches, all the sandwiches for, say, lunch. And then someone could say, "Yeah, come in." And then, of course, if you don't come in, just like on your bank card, it would be right on your bank card. Now, we already trust those bank cards to say whether we have money or not. Well, laptop versus the teacher. In an information age, maybe we don't just have to walk outside and wait for the information to smash into us. Maybe our information we can feed back into the system and find that we're relevant. But it would probably take about 10 years, and it would take an overt attempt in our society to realize that we can vote for Dancing of the Stars, and we can vote perhaps when we want to dance, and perhaps in 10 years we can call the tune and get paid.